So here we are with yet another podcast. And this time, we're going to talk about something interesting. The triple entry protocol. And here we are to speak with today is a lovely guest, Mr. Udey. And Udey, let's kickstart with this. We met also at a networking event, if I'm correct. And it was titled as Desi Entrepreneurs.
Chai and samosa.
Chai and samosa, yes. Networks can happen in Berlin with just a bit of chai and samosa with it. Udey, you are also a founder?
Yeah, almost.
Almost. Okay. And what is this triple entry thing that, you have come across in your life?
This is about 3 times I have come to Germany.
Okay.
So it's not a thing that I came to Germany once and just stayed here forever.
Yeah.
I came here first time in 2015.
Okay.
I got a scholarship for my bachelor's from my Indian university.
Okay.
And the term I had to stay here was fixed 5 months. And then I had to go back. I stayed in India for a while. I came back again. Then I was forced to go to India. So I checked out from Germany second time. Went to Bangalore for a job in Cisco. And then I came back again. And then I had to go back again after finishing my bachelor's, came back again for master's.
Well, in that scenario, you landed in 2015.
Correct.
With no language. And I think so you came out of scholarship.
Yes.
And what was your survival protocol then, especially for a country like Germany?
So a little bit more context about what happened. I got a scholarship from my Indian university.
Okay.
It sounded like a golden deal. The studies were paid, stay was paid, food was paid, visa was paid, flights were paid. On top of that, I was getting 400 euros stipend per month.
Nice.
And I was like, there must be a catch in the story. So when I came for my semester to Hochschule Osnabrück, I found out that my engineering semester of Technische Informatik was in German language. So that was the catch of the story. I had to survive it, of course, because in the 5th month, I had exams, not only written one, but also oral exam, presentations, team projects, research projects. So how did I survive? First, for me, learning German was inevitable. I had to learn the language. My classes were 7:30 in the morning. It was winter semester, very cold, very dark outside. I'm coming like a freshman from India. I had no idea about the bureaucracy. So 7:30 in the morning, I used to take my classes where I was not understanding anything.
Okay.
Of course, because it was all in German. In the evening, I had a German course. So I finished from A1 to B1 in 3 months. The 4th month was all about learning the course. And the 5th month was exams. So coming back to your question of surviving protocol, learn the language, definitely. And second thing is, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. There is a famous saying. So I surrounded myself with the people who were German. Even though I was not speaking the language, I made sure that they were not English-speaking Germans. So I had to communicate with them. I was forced to express myself, to get things done with them. And that helped me not only pick up the language faster, but also understand how system works, how seminars are working, how registration in different courses working, and how bureaucracy working, which played a big role in my life later in the years. So yeah, 2 things. Surround yourself with the local people, try to live the life of a local German, and learn the language.
Well, in that scenario, did you find it a hardship during your first initial stage? And how did you try to ease into it? Because you don't just simply come and kickstart with learning German. There should be something that led you to just ease into that process. Or was it just the force of learning the language?
Struggle, yeah. I remember that semester as a big struggle, but also it changed the way I used to look at life. I mean, like, in India, we go to our courses, teacher is speaking in English, you are directly understanding everything. When you are sitting in a different language classroom, suddenly everything is a different challenge. I think the things that eased me into it was just a good time I was having with the other people. I was always curious to travel the world, to meet people from all over the world. It was, I think, my wish that I have friends from all over the world. So I took this opportunity of my first semester to connect with as many foreigners as possible.
Okay.
So I remember having 2 Indian friends, and 98% others were all foreigners. And the idea of, after the language course in the evening, mixed dinners, mixed talks, mixed gender was interesting for me. And that kind of became like the silver lining on the whole story.
Nice. And did that ended up building you a lifelong network in that scenario, or was that something just temporary for just that season?
Generally, I think Erasmus. So I was for semester abroad, but others, all my friends were in Erasmus group. And generally, Erasmus is known for, have a good time for 6 months and then go back to your lives. The connections are a bit loose, but good for me. Connections stayed for a long time, so we are still friends. I have attended so many weddings all over the Europe in the last years, and we attend each other's birthday parties. So it was long-lasting relation, I would say. Connection stayed, and hoping to stay in touch with them. My first friend was, in fact, a British guy who offered me a food in the morning because I was so bad with the time calculation that 9 a.m. I had to go to my class, and I'm going to my kitchen at 8:45, asking him where is the supermarket, because I thought I could go to the supermarket, buy food, come back home, cook it, eat it, get ready, and go to the class at 9 o'clock. And he said, dude, there is not enough time. Have my food and let's go. He was my first friend, and the second guy was from Turkey. We still are friends.
Nice. And what was that pause? So once you were done with your 6 months of semester abroad studies, you went back to India?
Correct. So I was enrolled in a regular bachelor's of software engineering program in India.
Okay.
And this was a semester abroad. It was my 5th semester. So I went back for the 6th semester. And like I said, because my semester in Germany was so challenging, that when I went back, everything was just too easy. Because I could, be in the classroom. I saw professors teaching in English language. It was directly coming to my mind. I didn't have to solve any mystery. I didn't have to put the puzzle together game in the classroom.
Nice.
So I felt like it's too early to have a simple life for me. So it was not challenging anymore, and I pushed a lot. I pressed a lot of buttons. I pulled a lot of strings in my German university connection, and managed to get another semester abroad, which was not a thing back then in my university.
Okay.
So they had to do a lot of admin work to make it happen again for the same student. And I came back for a EPS, it's called European Project Semester.
Yeah.
And again to Hochschule Osnabrück in the same university, different dorm, new people, new Erasmus.
Nice. Did that also give you the chance to have like a systematic push to yourself that, yes, I have to push a bit more harder this time so that I can integrate more myself into the German community?
It was quite opposite this time.
Okay.
I was pushing myself a lot first time because I had this feeling this is my first and the last time I'm in Germany. When I came for the second time, I already had a big weapon, which was the language. I understood how things were working already. And I was kind of a senior because I was here again. But I went into the Erasmus group who were there for the first time, who had to figure out the same things which I figured out. So I was like the senior person who knew the language and also knew how bank accounts are opened, how Anmeldung works, how health insurance works, a little hacks of life as a student in a foreign country here and there. And it was quite helpful. Again, interesting. This time it was less painful than the first time.
Okay.
So I could focus more on social life and build even more friends. And the second semester, I traveled way more than the first semester.
That's very nice. And did this entire force towards traveling in Europe and building more friendship lead you or like motivate you to stay a bit longer this time than just 6 months?
Yes, because I realized in the second semester when I was traveling that we in India were living in a bubble. This was at least my case. Like I'm surrounded with a very saturated community of people, no foreigner there, no non-Indian, all Hindu people. It's like very, very monotonous community. And I'm not saying it's boring, it's just same people, same mindset, same rules, same values. When you travel, you expose yourself to different ideologies, different cultures, and you start learning more about yourself, who you are. I have been asked 100 times why alcohol is bad, why meat is bad, why me being a Rajput from north of India is a vegetarian and non-alcoholic. I mean, I had to look deeper into myself, understand where did these comes from, and while answering all those questions, I found out myself. Who am I? Where am I coming from? What I like about myself, and the idea of figuring out myself was enlightening to me.
Okay.
And then I was like, this is the place I would like to stay longer because there is so much to learn, and it's easier to learn in a harsh and a different environment.
True.
Because India is a comfort zone. We speak our language, we fight with people, we love with people. But here you have to be careful. Like you are representing not yourself, but also your community, your country, and it adds pressure and as well as it gives you a chance to be yourself completely.
Nice. And when did your period end the second time you were back for the second European program?
It was second semester was a honeymoon period. First was like you put something on the grill. Second time was honeymoon period. But before I came for the second semester, I got a job in Cisco through my university.
Okay.
So in India, it's also very common that you get placed for a job through your university. And because I was again signing up for just one semester, I thought of giving it a try and they selected me for a job in Cisco.
Okay.
And Cisco was a very big firm for my university, so they really wanted to make sure that if somebody has been selected that they go, so that company and university can stay in touch and company comes again and again for the job. So in January 2027, 9th of January, I was forced by my university in India to leave my studies in Germany and move to Bangalore to join Cisco, or I will be blacklisted from my bachelor's program in India and won't get my degree.
And was it fearing for you?
It was, yeah, because I mean, like, it was all funded by my parents the second semester.
Okay.
The job was quite nice, like a very high paying network engineer job in Cisco in India. Like, it's a big company that everybody wants to work in. And then I also didn't have a reason to stay back. So there was no extension planned or anything for Osnabrück. And I had to go back, but I was not in mood of doing that. But I checked out from Germany, joined Cisco Bangalore in January 9, 2017.
Yeah. And while your time in Cisco, did you feel that there was this urge of potentially coming back another time or trying that this honeymoon period that potentially might have never ended or might have ended because of someone's force? Was there a time that you have thought that why not give it another try?
So before I left for India second time,
Okay.
I knew I will not live there.
Okay.
So I went there only when I booked the return ticket. So I flew on 9th of January with the 13th March return ticket.
Okay.
And my goal was to do the formality of joining the company, pass through the probation of 6 weeks, and then check it out, like come back.
Okay.
In those 6 weeks, I had to figure out escape strategy and rejoin strategy in Osnabrück.
Nice.
And so yeah, that was what happened there. It was difficult to exit the Cisco, of course,
Okay.
because as I was exiting, my manager involved my university staff, and they understood what I was doing, and I had to mitigate that situation, fly back. But in the end, things got really heated up. But it was totally worth it for me to come back to Germany.
Okay. And how did you come back this time then?
So first, it was a struggle with my family
Okay.
because they were like, Uday, you already had 2 nice semesters abroad. You have been to 10, 11 countries. I was I think, third one who has been to so many countries. So it was already a big achievement for my family. And they were like, you have studied abroad, you have traveled abroad. Like, now you have a good job, why are you leaving it? And it was difficult for me to articulate those feelings that how I feel in Germany is very different. It's very freeing. It's very exploring rather than being in a 9 to 9 job in a high-paying company where I could see next 13 years of my life, where I'm gonna go, when I'm gonna get married, when I'm gonna get a house or something. And so first I onboarded my parents. Then I had to find a strategy. First idea was I'm falling sick, but unfortunately Cisco had a hospital inside where they said I don't have a sickness. And second one, my family needed some personal time,
Okay.
and Cisco was lenient enough to give me 3 months of holiday
Okay.
and come and rejoin, which also didn't work. Then I had to invent a fake internship that I got in Germany, and then it worked out. Then I left for that internship in Germany, came back to Osnabrück again. I was still in my last semester, so
Okay.
it was the 8th semester now.
Okay.
I was in Germany for 5th semester, 7th semester, and now I'm coming back for the 8th semester,
Nice.
which was bachelor thesis I did there. So when after leaving Cisco, I returned to Germany. I left it a bit chaotic in India. So the university was mad, company was mad. Company blacklisted my university that they will not hire students from there anymore. On the other hand, my university blacklisted me that they are not gonna give me a degree. And I was in a deep stress that I have invested 7 semesters back and forth, so much money, and it shouldn't be the case that at the end of my time I do not have a bachelor's degree. So I started to build a backup strategy, which was because I had ability to transfer my credits from Indian University to Osnabrück University,
Okay.
which kind of worked out for me. So I transferred enough credits to complete the course in Osnabrück and finished my bachelor's degree there.
Nice. And what was the time period you finished your bachelor's?
So it was exactly on the same window as I was planning to finish my Indian one. It was 2017 June.
Nice.
But now we are ending the visa period, which was till end of July. And I do not have my degree processed from Osnabrück, only an agreement. Indian ones have said no. And I'm running out of time. I need a reason to stay more.
And what was your 3.0 strategy that you kind of invented or implemented during that time frame?
So I actively was applying for master's program.
Okay.
I got rejected from 5. I applied to 6. And the 6th one was TU Chemnitz, who accepted me on 18th of August, which was past my visa expiration.
Okay.
And in between, I already had to move back to India. But this time, before I moved back, I already knew a lot of bureaucracy around visa system.
Okay.
I didn't want to go to India and apply for the visa.
Okay.
So this time I kind of took the Fiktionsbescheinigung on the basis of my applications from Osnabrück that there are chances I might come back. They gave me 6-month extension. And I went back to India, and when it was accepted, I had a chance to come back.
Nice. So it was a very strategic move of a smooth transition from Osnabrück to TU Chemnitz?
Yeah, you could say that, but behind the scene there was a lot of sweat, there was a lot of long nights,
Yeah.
sleepless nights and everything.
So coming back to for your masters in Chemnitz, did you like find a strategical change during the time when you came back? Like, how was that mindset of yours? Because I know when you have done that back and forth, it might be a bit challenging for individuals. How did you cope up with that stress of bureaucracy?
It was different this time. Of course, every time was different.
Yeah.
But so far, I was always doing semester to semester. So I knew I'm here for 6 months. I knew these people who I'm making friends, they are going to leave after 6 months. And it was in Chemnitz first time when I knew I have 2 to 3 years. I could settle in a home. I could find friends in the city. I could build hobbies, go to gym, do some regular activities, build a routine rather than have a spike of energy, live a high life, and then go back home. And bureaucracy, because I already went through it 2, 3 times, and there were new students coming for the full course, I helped them a lot to settle down. My program in Chemnitz was in English language.
Okay.
So things started to become easier. Bureaucracy was familiar, language was familiar. It was not a foreign country anymore, to be said.
Nice.
And I took a lot of lost students from India, Pakistan, helped them with settling down, bank accounts. It was different. I felt good, and I also felt like I'm grounded here now. Like there is a term called normalization, which happens during the time of citizenship.
Yeah.
And I think this is the process for me where I'm getting normalized over the years.
And it took you a couple of years to normalize yourself.
Yes.
This entire process.
Couple of painful years, yeah, I would say.
Nice. And do you think that painful process was worth it?
Definitely. But it doesn't have to be like that. Like I'm hearing again and again from a lot of people, when a new student comes to a foreign land, we all must go through the same challenges. What is Anmeldung? Nobody knows. It's not the thing in India. What's a blocked bank account? What is a mandatory public health insurance? What's a TV tax? All these things. Luckily in Osnabrück there was a program of buddy system.
Okay.
So every new foreign student gets a buddy who helps them settle down.
Nice.
And later I volunteered as a buddy.
Nice.
And for me it was the same thing, like new students are coming, I'm becoming buddy for them, helping them settle down. And it was also helping me getting connected more and more to the admin of the university, of the admin of the Ausländerbehörde. At some point, I had direct connection with Ausländerbehörde. I had direct connection with admission office with of the TU Chemnitz. And yes, it was stressful in the beginning, but my idea of giving it back to the community was preparing me for the next step in my life.
Nice. And was that a settling point for you? Like, was Chemnitz a long-term settling point for you? Or was there something else which was getting more interesting rather than Chemnitz?
I wouldn't have settled in Chemnitz, to be honest.
Okay.
It was a very nice student city, very affordable, very less distractions.
Okay.
But a person like me, I like to go out to have a social life. I attend at least once a week an external event, could be networking or learning or technology. And Chemnitz didn't have much to offer. What happened great for me in Chemnitz was I got a very nice job in a very small startup called Staffbase.
Nice.
Where I joined as their 40th employee. Getting a job was not the interesting part. The interesting part was, till now I was a software engineer. I'm the only software engineer in my family, and everybody is from law background. I'm the only black sheep. And in Chemnitz, I had this transition in my life that I don't want to spend my life only with the software.
Okay.
I am into people's job as well. And during my master's program, I came across a role called Scrum Master, which is at the intersection of software and people management,
Exactly.
team coaching. And I thought it's just a theoretical role, does not exist. And one of my flatmate interviewed for a company staff base as a backend engineer, where he found out that they are desperate for the Scrum Master. And I prepared for it, interviewed for it, and it kind of worked out. I was super excited. I was their 40th employee. 2018 June, I started the job there.
Nice. And how interesting was it to work with a startup, especially in a small town like Chemnitz?
Amazing. It was amazing, especially coming from Cisco. Cisco was my last serious job. 13,000 people in just one campus of Bangalore to 40 people sitting in a basement of a factory building in Chemnitz. I had direct access to the founder of the company, CEO, COO. My manager was CTO. It was such a big change. On top of that, in Cisco, I was a small piece of a big system. If I go down, nothing changes in the system. Whereas in this startup, I felt like I'm an important person who's adding value to the company. If I go down, company stops working. This was my impression, and I felt it like my family. This is also how my team treated me. And I think I was the second or third foreigner for the company.
Nice.
And it was a very different work setup, very exciting, very enlightening. The role was new for me. And that's where I started to join Agile Coach Club in Berlin.
Okay.
That's where my journey or my hook to Berlin got attached. Every month I would come once here to attend one Agile Coach meetup to learn from senior Agile coaches, what they are doing, what problems they are facing. Because I believed what they are going through, if they don't make sense to me now, in 2 years, 3 years, I'm going to face the same problems.
You were in Chemnitz, finished your master's, you were there for 3 years. And were you with the same company back then as well?
Yes, I started during my master's as a work student in staff base. And when I finished my studies, all of my friends were moving away to different cities for their jobs, which also triggered me to move to Dresden. Not so far, but staff base had an office in Dresden. They were setting up a new team, and I thought I could take up this opportunity. This was during the COVID time, 2020, I think, 2021. So I lived in Dresden for 2 years, worked full time with staff base, and got my permanent residency visa status there.
Nice. And was moving a city a new adventure for you, or was it something that you have integrated already with your 3.0 move, which is currently kind of being very drastic?
No, it was scary, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I come from a very close family. Then I moved to Osnabrück, where I lived in an apartment with 15 people. So it was like a big apartment with 15 rooms. In Chemnitz, I lived in an apartment with 6 rooms, so 5 flatmates. I always had a big group of friends living with me. And now this was the first time when I was moving to a new city where I had absolutely no friend. And the apartment would have been on my own. So I was scared. I moved in there. I remember one of my close Turkish friends from Chemnitz helped me move to Dresden. And it was very lonely in the night. The first night there was no bulb there. So he went out, he bought some bulb, he installed it, but it was chaotic in the living room. The only thing I was excited about was my first TV that I had, and I was like, when I'm gonna open this box and enjoy it. But again, I was like, how would it be to live with just myself?
And while during this transition, because you have already done 3 entries into the country, now you are transitioning from a normal student to a full-time employee. So how was that?
It was easy this time. They didn't have a lot of questions. My German was quite baked already.
Okay.
I knew how to find my way. Like in India, you know how you smile and charm people.
Mm-hmm.
It happens the same here in all the different behodes wherever you go. So I could get a connection quickly inside Ausländerbehörde regarding my PR application process.
Mm-hmm.
And I could get started only in the 16th month after my blue card, which was quite a fast track item.
Mm-hmm.
And they were friendly enough to call me for a short introductory appointment for the visa process. They gave me a short list of documents, which I handed them over back with all the documents in 2 months.
Yeah.
So 18th month, I had visa process done. And on the day one, when I completed my 21 months, which is the legally required time period after blue card to get a PR, I had my PR in my hand.
Nice. And was there any sort of paperwork drain out, or was there some level of creative energy that you built during this period? Or were you being just too excited that, okay, I'm going through a very strategic plan, everything is going as per what I wanted? So how was that feeling?
The paperwork drain was in the first years when I was so far away from completing a checklist, providing all the documents in the right format. But my bachelor thesis was quite strict. My master thesis was quite strict. I learned how to do paperwork properly. But later I started to pick up how different things are working in different beholders. My tip here is do your own paperwork, because yes, it's very difficult, very lot of translation back and forth, but it prepares you for a longer run in your life in Germany. If you are planning to spend 5-10 years ahead of you, you're gonna get yourself included in a lot of different things. Could be a medical emergency, buying a car, buying real estate, starting a company. At those points, you would not be relying on anyone else. And every time you do your paperwork yourself, you're going faster than the last time.
That's an excellent point to catch on. So you have shifted from an agile coach to a founder's associate. Now, in this journey, how did the chaos of moving countries 3 times turn you into a specialist, especially minimalizing friction in your maximizing field?
So this was a second time big switch in my career direction. First time from software developer to agile coach, and second time agile coach to founders associate.
Okay.
So I was laid off in January 2025 after working for 7 years in Staffbase, and I was trying to find a job as an agile coach again, but I realized the role is kind of fading away due to the whole artificial intelligence income, and I was looking for a next better option for myself. And product manager, team manager, engineering manager, agile coach, scrum masters were open roles, yes, but between all these came a founder's associate role through a network connection.
Okay.
So it was not a job I was looking for. It was not a job I applied on LinkedIn, but it came through a network, and the person said, "Hey Udey, I think you would be a very suitable candidate because of not your skill set, but because of your personality in general. A founder's associate is someone who's living every day to just keep the company alive, and you have to do whatever needs to be done." And they saw me a person like that, and I thought, like, why not? I can give it a try. I could put together a few of my different things in parallel I have done to my staff-based job, and there is no harm in trying.
So Uday, you have been evolving your positions. First of all, being a software engineer, then being an agile coach, then being a founder's associate. What's now? Like, what's going on now?
So I'm trying to become a founder now. And in December 2025, I left my job and have started a company with one of my flatmates from Osnabrück.
Nice.
He was my friend from that semester abroad, Farbod from Iran, and together we have built a company called Alpha Minoris GmbH, and we are a product-based company. We will help companies to prepare their data for artificial intelligence. We will connect distributed knowledge and make it accessible to AI so they could take their first step on this journey of becoming AI native. And in the future, they could build features on top of that AI accessible knowledge. And around this, we are also building a automation platform on top of the collected AI unified knowledge base, so that admin tasks like replying to emails in different languages, scheduling events, looking on your calendar, and finding small pieces of information could be automated. Me, as a person who has so many things going on in life, spend quite some substantial amount of weekly time in just replying to emails, scheduling events, canceling, putting things in my calendar, which is a brainless job for me. I would like that my product is available to me as soon as possible, that it could take care of all these things and I have free time for focusing on the right things.
Nice. That is a very interesting Kickstarter to what you have, evolved over time in different positions, actually. I think so. You have something from, software engineer, something from agile coach, something from founders associate, which you can inculcate together to build up this startup. Well, that's very interesting. In that scenario, let's sum this up to the final question. So, if a person who is sitting in India or in Berlin comes up to a scenario where they end up hitting the wall with no movements further, what is that one systematic reset that they can do to themselves to update the platform that they need within this country?
One thing is, I tell myself, because I have hit a lot of walls, that I am not the only one who's hitting this wall. There are probably thousands of people out there who have experienced this thing. So rather than sitting and waiting for something to happen, why don't you go out and start finding those people who had similar experiences? Like I mentioned, I attend at least one event every week. There are so many events in your local city, or if you are already in Berlin, Berlin is full of these events where you could go out, connect with similar minded people in similar problems, opportunities that you could speak with and who could give you different perspective and ideas on this situation. So it's not really a wall that you have hit, it's a mental blocker that you have placed for yourself. And keep going, keep meeting. If you are not getting any idea, just go out, meet some people, share your problem. A lot of times, even a person who's not expert in your domain could throw a very random thing that could be an idea for you. So stay connected to your friends and family, stay connected to the ecosystem you're living in, and keep swimming.
Perfect. With that, I would like to thank Udey for giving this wonderful insight about the triple entry protocol and how you ended up systematically moving into something that you are today.
Thank you, Ben.
You're most welcome. With that, the season 1 and episode 1 of the Startup Founders comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to Ben the Mentor.